Are your kids worried about unschooling? Maybe they don't understand why you're shifting gears now educationally. Or maybe all those years of traditional homeschooling or regular schooling leaves them confused on why none of that matters anymore. I know many unschoolers like to explain that they live as if school doesn't exist. And we did that too. But sometimes it takes a little while to get to that point. And it usually takes addressing the fears and concerns so everyone can see that while this does look different, there's a method in our madness. Research actually supports this way of learning without grading or pressure, following interests and exploring, playing more, moving around more, engaging with the adults around them. All the things that don't or can't happen in a school setting. My membership group has been asking me to create a private podcast for their kids, something to help them explain what this unschooling approach is all about. But before we dive into that, I'm Sue Patterson, and this is the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast. I come here to offer you little unschooling pep talks from someone who's been where you are now. I get it. It's kind of like you've entered a cave and your eyes haven't adjusted yet, but they will. I have all kinds of resources to help you. You can go to the Unschooling Mom to Mom website and find so much inspiration from decades of blog posts. And if you want a little more hand-holding, I have options for you. Guides, courses, a membership community, private coaching. You can always scroll back and listen to the past podcasts. Find the ones that will help you tackle what's bothering you most about all of this, or just work your way through them all. They're only about 10 minutes long. Some are even less than that. It's funny to me that this time in 2020, I wasn't even thinking about doing a podcast. And now I do this Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast for everyone with like 130,000 downloads. I have a private podcast for my membership group, and now starting one this week for their kids. And I think about all those years in school when I got in trouble for talking too much. Looks like I still have a lot to say. So I want to share a little of what I created for the kids of the parents in my Creating Confidence group, because I think it's important to talk to your kids about choosing something as unconventional as unschooling. Truth is, they're going to bump into people who think this approach is lame or worse. And you want the kids to feel confident that this is intentional on your part. And it's actually a really good choice. And I'll tell you, this is one of those things I don't think I talked about enough with my own kids. When they first launched out into the world as young adults, they didn't feel as confident as they could have. And that might have been different if I had talked with them specifically about some of the learning that was happening through their regular activities. Even in my book, Homeschooled Teens, where 75 young people spoke about their lives without school, Rebecca shared that while she loved her teen years, she didn't realize she was unschooling. She thought her mom had just given up on the traditional homeschooling approach. But it wasn't until she had kids of her own and discovered more about unschooling, she asked her mom about it. She was taken aback, saying, "What did you think we were doing?" And Rebecca told her, "I wasn't going to rock the boat, so I didn't ask about it." So I'm bringing this up because I want your kids to feel confident. I don't want them to feel like they're bluffing or have to hide what's really going on at your house. I want them to see that learning is happening. Subjects are weaving throughout all of their activities. They may need you to help them identify this, though. So let's start with the word unschooling. Share it with them. Mention that it might even seem weird. They don't have to use it if they're afraid it might be more of a problem than a help. Remind them they can just call it homeschooling. Or they can say, we learn about useful stuff, or even something like the world is our classroom, because they can really say whatever they feel like. And if someone says, yeah, but is that legal? It is. Unschooling is simply a style of homeschooling. And all of it, even the school version, is just a way to learn. Tell the kids that we've discovered that unschooling is a way more fun way to learn as opposed to the schooly way of learning. And something research has shown us, when we're having fun, we remember things better. So that's why unschoolers dive into their interests and let the learning start from there instead of starting from some one size fits all lesson plan. Because really, who says every kid learns to read at age 8 or every kid has to learn division at 10? That's just the way schools do it. Fine for them, but not necessary for us. We learn it when our brains are ready and when we have a need for it. Sometimes when parents choose to unschool, the kids can feel like everyone knows something they don't know. Because so many kids go to school, they may be the only unschooled kid in the neighborhood. So, as fun as this may be, it may feel like everyone turned left while your family turned right. And it kind of did happen like that, but it's okay. Lots of times kids learn things in school and then take the test on Friday and forget about all of it after that. That's what happens when you learn things that don't really matter to you. They don't stay with you. So remind the kids that unschooling is all about helping them continue to learn what interests them. It might help you as the parent to join the membership group for a couple of months because I've created some tools to help you identify those subjects that are hiding in the hobbies and day trips you're doing, even those activities that happen every day around the house. You might just need a little help. So as you get more comfortable with unschooling, and when you can identify the subjects easily, you can help the kids see that they're learning those subjects too, just in a different way. It seems like finding these subjects helps to dislodge the grip that fear has on you, and maybe on the kids too, about not learning anything with this unschooling approach. You've had these conversations with them, they won't be panicked when people ask questions. So when someone says, "What's your favorite subject?" they'll be able to answer. The kids won't look at them like a deer in headlights. Or if someone says, "What have you all been learning?" they can speak in a language the other person will understand. They can say, "We're doing science and history and language arts all the time," because that's true. It's just not with boring worksheets. It's more out in the world style, kind of like field trips whenever you want, experiential, hands-on learning. Different, better. So join us in the membership if you need a little help seeing the subjects weave through the specific activities in your kids' lives. I love doing that for group members. And after a while, you'll be able to see it easily too. Like in that cave analogy, your eyes will adjust. Okay, have a great week, and I'll talk with you again soon.